Good evening, Neal. How have you been, sir? Hey, I wanted to go over a couple of things that I wanted to look at for Giles. Um, so I think I already changed this on my copy. I brought these up so that they match here. I'm thinking these door heights are okay, but these ones are starting to get too tall. So we'll need to put like another row of doors. It might look better to have another row here. I don't know. I sent you the appliance package, so that could affect the fridge. I've clearly done something weird here, so you might not even worry about my copy here. Just work from your copy, and if you can make these adjustments. I've got a this island wall. It's actually needs to be a one height level, so there will be no bar wall here. So you're gonna need probably cabinet doors or something on the backside. I can't remember. We'll have to look at the plans for the dimension, but it makes sense that you would have like maybe row of cabinets, maybe even do like the U shape, with the ends here, if that makes any sense. Um, I sent you in an email. They sent the vent hood. I'm not sure which object works best for it to make that. It's the curve type. I'm terrible at drawing with the mouse. I wish this was a touch screen. Um, let's see here. These all look good. This all looks really good. And as usual, I love your notations. I mean, this looks like a professional did this. Yeah, see, it won't be a raised bar. It's one level. That's one thing I forgot to tell you when we were out there. We look at this butler pantry, ice maker, kegerator. I mean, those are pretty good. It's pretty narrow drawers. You might. Just wondering if we shouldn't shift it. Shift because to make the drawers give us some like wider drawers, but then either a style over here and then push the kegerator to the wall, or maybe vice versa. I can't remember if there was anything on this wall that we needed to think about, like a plug or anything for the kegerator. I might just send you the photos that I have for this job. That would probably be good. This looks good. I will say that I probably won't do an extended end if I do drawers. So then this would probably just be a return end. Again, I'm just don't worry about. Oh, it won't let me change it. Oh, I have to go overrides. Remove this override to get rid of an extended end. It does that. I think I just have to delete this. Anyways, don't worry about my copy because it's a mess. Um, this looks good. Let's see here. I'm imagining though this is probably bookshelves here, not doors. Also, I like to do these. I think. Oh, how did you do this? Actually, is this one wall? How did you do this? How did you draw that? Like panel for base charter. Okay. How did you get a wall? And then, oh, okay, maybe you did so you did this one as a peninsula wall. Okay. So the way I prefer to do these though, I'll show you, is, oops, my computer's moving slow over here too. Let me just draw a random wall. I use my CAD first, draw my doorway, and then I right click my wall, edit my shape. I use a line box, and then it'll have double lines down here, so you have to trim twice. You can save that shape, and then you've got a wall that has just like this opening. That way the wall continues around, and then you can draw one unit. So similar to what you did with this peninsula wall, But then whenever you look at it from 3D, because I do a lot of stuff from the 3D perspective, and I always give every customer good, clean 3D images with color, not just 2D. So, which takes a little bit more work because, well, I mean, there's like a lot of little things that would stand out in full 3D color like this gappage and the toe kick needing to go over and all that. But anyways, um, you don't have to get crazy detailed with that, but I do like to clean it up to a certain degree, and I always send. I usually don't send 2D. Sorry, I don't usually send line drawing 3D. I usually send um, an enhanced. I usually will push enhance, and then I'll create an image. I use this tool. I'm skipping ahead here. I use this tool, ShareX. There is a way to go to drawing with a inside cabinet vision, but what I found is saves it as a BMP file inside the program, inside this file. And you do that a few times and it creates a very, very large file size. So what I do is I basically create the image outside of cabinet vision. I use ShareX, which is, I mean, honestly amazing. You can click it and then you set up where your directory is for where the screenshots to be saved. And then you can just either click or you can click and drag. You can also click it. You can also do quick notations on the screen. Like you can do a quick notation from a 3D perspective and then take a screen grab of it. And right now it's on your clipboard as well as saved in a file that it gives you the directory right here. And so if you immediately go to your drawings board, you can double click to go into CAD. You can hit Control V to paste, and it's pasting from your clipboard. Boom. And this is saved as a PNG image, which is smaller in file size, so it doesn't bloat your whole CVJ file with 3Ds. And that's basically the way I do all of my 3Ds for customers. So I have been still sending the 2Ds that, or the line drawing 3Ds that you've been sending, but I've also been giving people their 3D full color. Um, I guess the only other thing I've seen missing here is the crown molding. I don't think we talked about crown molding, but it's going to be molding crown. It's going to be a cove. Get cove crown. I would probably just use this cove 5. That'd be a good one to draw it with. So, something else that I usually do is because I do it in 3D color, like I'm usually very methodical about making sure all my finish colors are correct and aesthetically pleasing. So I usually use this for my white painted cabinets. I pretty much always use System Isabelline. So you can either find it in this little thing, which it's actually like on mine, it's like really close to the top. Like whenever you first open this box, it's like of the first colors that show up, it's this one. And there's a way to do it at the job level so that everything has that color. Anyways, moving on here. Utility room. This looks good. Those doors look a little tall. So oh, you know what? I did not estimate for really all of my estimate was for only up to 8 foot height. So like capping out the top of the cabinets at 8 foot from the floor. And so, especially in these rooms, they'll be to 8 foot. You'll note that they're going to have a price addition because we're going up to the ceiling with everything in the kitchen. But that's the only area. Everything else will be up to 8. Oh, well, you did it here. So maybe, and you did it here. That's up to 8 foot. Okay. Maybe just the utility. I don't know. Maybe we did talk about the utility being up. I don't know. If you remember this being to the ceiling, then okay. But I want to say that we were supposed to just kind of just have it stop, and then of course run your crown. Otherwise, this looks good. Fireplace. This looks pretty good. I guess about the only thing that I would do to finish this out would be, well, for one, this wall to show the fireplace. I would have done the continuous wall going across and then edited the shape of the wall with our cutout. That way it's got like kind of a cutout there. That's just a little drawing thing that literally doesn't affect anything. But it is something that I would probably adjust before I sent them a nice clean 3D image of this wall. I would also add my crown molding, and then I would probably add a molding detail for this edge here on the front of this. To do that, let's see. Go into here, and I think you go from the plan view, new molding. It's an applied molding. We'll just use this 1.5 inch with round over. This one right here, and that way it has like a 1/4 inch round on the top and like an 1/8 inch round on bottom. That's actually what we end up making on a shaker style job like this for our drop edge. So I'll just draw across the front, save my shape, move it up because it needs to be up to 42. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. And that's how I would send it to the customer. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? I think they wanted a TV over here. So right in here, meaning this bottom section probably needs to be an opening. You can probably do like a horizontal across here and then still have it split up there. Let's go see the rest of it here. Powder bath slash pool room. Yeah, I got the wall thing going on again. To get a good 3D in here, of course, this room is not centered. Um, it helps to have the room centered. Oh, you know what? Maybe it is centered. Oh, yeah, you did center this. Called me wrong. You've been right. Okay. Yeah, I just had to push all. That's literally all it was. Okay. Um, yeah, that connection there is an issue. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, probably just make this guy a little bit deeper. You might do a full end or even full end on the sides instead of a notch toe. That way this goes down to the floor. Or you could even do, well, you can still do full end, but then you could even eliminate the toe kick technically. I don't know. I'll let you play with that. But yeah, this connection right here is kind of awkward. So for sure, this guy needs to be at least a little bit deeper than the little bench thing. And then this has like a finished toe kick going back. So the style for sure needs to go down. Moving on. Otherwise, man, still your drawings are very accurate and very detailed. I'm very happy with them. And actually, we're just about done with the Aldridge 183 Redstone set. We are um, they're building boxes right now for it, and it is going to be installed next week. So I'll try to get you some finished pictures. This looks good from this perspective. You did center the room, didn't you? Yeah, let's see. And again, with 3Ds, it's kind of 3Ds. You get images with you have to hide a bunch of walls and stuff to get nice images. But otherwise, this all looks good. You know what? I didn't tell you this. I told you to make them all notch toes, but that wasn't entirely true of me because on a finished end, I usually do a finished side toe. Go here, for instance. If you could do all of the finished ends with a finished side toe, everything else notched end. basically. So this is a finished side toe. Has the 3/4 step in. That way my end is just the height of this, and this is actually ends up getting, we end up attaching this with staples to the finished end here as we're putting this toe kick on the box. Let's see here. Other than that, I mean, everything looks good. I guess the double wall thing. It's I know why you did that. It it Cabinet Vision doesn't like doing an L and then another wall, and so a lot of times I will still do, like, I'll do an L and then I'll still do this right here, and for some reason it gives you the hardest time to draw starting there. So, but then it doesn't recognize this as a wall land, and you have to like make it unfinished and make sure it has a the correct scribe. So let's see, your math two looks good. Looks good. This looks good. Finished end here. Yeah, so finished. So you have to switch this to a finished toe so that it creates that line right there, and that steps in 3/4 of an inch. Let's see here. I probably do things weird, honestly. Hey, I am needing to get with you on kind of pick your brain about frameless. I've I'm doing in the middle of a couple of different frameless sets. This one here, I'm gonna go ahead and close Giles without saving. I think we're good here. Just make sure that there's molding on all the cabinets, and I'll need some 3D images and just the other things I already talked about. Let's see. On this set here, it's one I've spent so many hours. You'll see all these little red dots. I actually did a laser scan with my new laser, and that's how I came up with all that. Like, it scanned the room, and like you can like see when the wall kind of deviates to one side. What I'm wondering is, in a frameless set, let me just show everything. How do you do your wall fillers? Also, what do you usually do whenever you go up to a ceiling with frameless? Like right now, I'm just holding down. This is 1.25 inches, but in reality, the ceiling slopes. Unfortunately, it slopes from 1.25 inches to it's like 5/8 of an inch on this end, and you can see that in my laser scan here. There's my green line represents the laser scan. It's up here, and then you go to the other end, and it's all the way down here. That's the actual ceiling. And I was second guessing my laser, thinking maybe this thing's not scanning correctly. I went over to that house and I put a laser, a red line going across the wall, and then I measured up to it, and sure enough, the ceiling really is sloping like that. I mean, everything that it scanned was literally perfect, down to like even like this little end wall went from here uh, to out like 3/8, kind of sloped out right here. So if I were to put this cabinet completely level, I'll have a gap here, and then it'll be touching at the top. And it really was like that in reality. Um, Anyways, I don't know if you've done what you've done for frameless before. This one was seriously complicated. I've spent so many hours, and I honestly kind of just making this stuff up as I go because, like, for instance, it's a pre-finished interior. So I'm using like a UV plywood, and then I've got the UV plywood is showing that's why it's that color. And then it's got like he has these minimalist pools here that I had to, this was a pain in the butt to draw and make this shape and be able to add it to the tops of all of the drawers and well, just the drawers actually. Oh, some of the doors too on the lowers. Um, but then I've got this like filler panel here, and I've got a filler panel that kind of covers over the side of that. Then it goes down to the counter here. I wasn't entirely thrilled with how that worked, but I just didn't know for sure how to do it. I know that you guys leave like a filler at the wall that I think is flush with the doors. Anyways, I just curious what you guys do. I've got this frameless project, and then I've got another one. Like this one, we just started cutting out. So I mean, I'm pretty much, aside from needing to figure out how to do the fillers as I'm installing, this job is done and being cut right now. But then this one, I'm trying to start here pretty soon. Let's see. I was going to save that. Let's see. I did the laser scan thing on this one too. This one, he's gonna do like Baltic birch doors, and he wanted like a this little slant cut thing on the back sides of the doors. Took me forever to figure out how to make the doors do that. And then I'm gonna have the same issues with fillers. I drew a filler this time. I'm a, I don't even know if it. I just kind of did this for now, which I don't know if that's right. And then I did the same thing. I did a pre-finished interior cabinet, and then a Baltic birch end over here. Um, Again with the filler on the end here. You know what? I made that one flush with the cabinet. So I don't know what the perfect protocol is for that. And then how many inches do most people leave here? I think I've only left 2 inches on this one. Anyways, that's about all I got for you. Thanks as always, and yeah, if you can get some revisions done for Giles for me, right, and get the appliances plugged in. If you need help figuring out which vent hood to use, let me know. I would probably, honestly, to draw that vent hood from scratch for Giles, if I haven't, I might already have one, somewhat. Let me see. It's just like a curved face, you know? Mm, see one here, 40-inch curved hood. Um, Montkey hood, no, it's similar, but not quite. This is whenever I was actually, this is actually the framework, everything for making that hood. I've been ordering them lately though. No. Anyways, let me just draw it real quick, or so you can just see how I would drop an empty upper, make it whatever. Oh, that's not an empty upper. Sorry, brain is a little scrambled here. Make it a, if I'm gonna do like a 48 by, what, call it 52 tall, something like that, by like 21 deep maybe. So do the outside dimensions, right? Make sure it's touching the ceiling. Okay. Since it's so simple, you can just go from the face view, do a new part. A lot of times I just call it a board because this is a, yes, it shows up on my face frame cut list, but it doesn't actually matter. But it references the exterior finish that's used for the rest of, and then that way whenever you do a 3D, it looks right. Length of 52 and 48, and thickness of, what do I call it, 21. Front, 0 up down. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go up down of, what, 7 inches or so, maybe 8 inches up down, and then length of -8. So from 3D perspective, now just kind of box. You can go from end view of it, and since they're gonna have like a stained bottom band, you could do another block here, basically, and then make it What did I just make that? 9? Well, maybe 8. You can then change the material. You call it like oak or something. And change the finish. I like System Light Taupe is kind of one of my favorites. And then also System, what's the other one? There's, oops, why didn't it just change the depth of it? Oh, you know what? The best way to change this is actually clicking here. Oh, System Pale Chestnut. There it is. It's right there. System Pale Chestnut is my favorite, like stained wood color. Because whenever you turn on textures, and then you can have like your painted upper section. So we still need to shape this. Let's make this, start this at what, 12? We can bend this. Boom. And that's basically the hood that they're wanting. If you want the grain direction to go left or right on the on this, I probably would, actually. So then you can just rotate it. Oops, 180. And then that means you have to adjust all your stuff here. 48, 8. Move it up here. Boom, and boom. It's basically that hood that they just wanted. Anyways, I think I might as well save that to the library, huh? Bit hood. Curved top wood band hood. Something like that, right? We're calling it a hood with a placement of above ceiling. Yes. Okay. I'll save. Okay. Anyways, thanks, man. Talk to you later.